Tate Nation, never in a million years would I imagine a person as crazy, as sensational, and as bold as Andrew Tate running for Prime Minister, or at the very least, trying to. If you're living outside the UK, this news probably got to you a bit slower, because there's not as much of an urgency. But over here in the UK, yeah, there's already an uproar for the man himself, Andrew Tate, running his own party and running for Prime Minister, where he's leading the party, the BRUV Party, an acronym for Britain Restoring Underlying Values. Yeah, that's right. And it's funny because if you check his Twitter right now, it's plastered all over his account. It's like when a new movie or a new game comes out and the profile promoting it just shows it non-stop. And honestly, that would be the best way I'll describe this, because there are hundreds, no, thousands of parties that start up, they try to enter parliament every single year, and they just go nowhere. And even though politics is not my field of expertise, I can tell you right now, you need some support and influence from other politicians to even get anywhere. And so far, yeah, I haven't seen any of that. But since Andrew Tate is so well known online, he has tried to get his foot in the door and let everyone know on Twitter that he's at least making an attempt. And so far already, in terms of promotion, he's made this video on his own Twitter account, promoting it with the caption, "Save your country, save Great Britain, save your children's future, vote," unironically, "vote BRUV, and we are running out of time." And if you check right now the ad, he already has his own Twitter account. The party has his own Twitter account, Vote BRUV, and oh my, already 100k followers. What the fuck? Dude, how can you support this? But anyways, the video, he recorded himself, talking about the policies, talking about the promises. It's so funny. I can't help myself but just to watch it. Some of these points are so ridiculous. It blows my mind how someone with so much confidence can stand up and say all of this with a straight face.
Ladies and gentlemen of the United Kingdom, my name is Andrew Tate. I'm the leader of the BRUV Party, Britain Restoring Underlying Values, and I'm here to introduce myself to you as the only hope and chance for the once Great Britain to repair itself from the eternal decline we are unfortunately being subjected to. I'm extremely rich and very successful, and although this has not brought me much happiness or any new friends, it has certainly increased the variety and capability of my enemies.
Yeah, good point. Yes, I'm rich. Yes, I'm successful. Yes, I have barely any friends. But I have a lot of enemies. That makes me really confident in your ability as a Prime Minister.
There is no reason for a city with a legacy like London to be running with blood and for drugs to constantly be found on our streets. There is no reason for a country like Great Britain that once had the most formidable navy on the planet to be endlessly invaded, incapable of defending its own borders.
I'm sorry, I was watching this earlier and I was like, imagine me a fat British guy in the pub watching this being like, oh, he's fucking right, London, the navy, oh, they were fucking incredible ones, and now they're fucking dog shite. He's right, he hit the nail on the head.
Because the politicians do not work for you, they work for somebody else. And those people want the UK and all of Western civilization to be destroyed.
Okay, but who though? Who, honestly? I'm sorry. When you talk about the Jews, the Finkelsteins, whatever is theorized to run the government, you sound really dumb on Twitter. But when you stand on a podium, being a fucking running politician, a running prime minister, you look tenfold dumber, so much more ridiculous. I saw now as well, he's got 2 mics on the podium, making it seem like a lot of media outlets want to interview him, even though in reality, yeah, he's barely starting out, and he probably has no support. But apart from the 100k followers, but outside that, any support in the parliament or in the UK politics scene, yeah, he's got nothing.
And I will be addressing the pressing concerns that the people of the UK face in these prime directives here on Twitter, so you can see what real leadership looks like. Every time an issue appears, I'll tell you exactly how I would fix it.
An actual child. Okay, so whenever there's an issue, I will fucking talk to you. I will talk to you on Talk to a podcast. I will talk on Twitter, on how I would fix it. What if, if you have a really deep, complex issue that would take, days of planning with a committee, There's not a single person on this world that is so smart he can solve an issue by himself with his great mind. You fucking dumbass.
You can download the manifesto at votebruv.co.uk for free, and you will be able to see exactly how I intend to fix the UK. If I do not implement my manifesto within 3 months of power, I will step down myself.
Right, this part's funny because, I already, in preparation for this video, I read the manifesto, and yeah, some of these things are, they take so much, money, energy, time, and manpower that, yeah, they'll definitely take longer than 3 months. So him saying right now, if I don't implement in 3 months, I'm gonna step down. It feels, a bit egregious, a bit egotistical, a bit, Icarus, flying too close to the sun. You bold moron.
I understand by doing this, they're going to try and put me in jail like they already have. I understand by doing this, I'm making very powerful enemies. But men must live for something larger than themselves. America has managed to save itself with Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
Oh my god, I was thinking of this joke before. If Elon Musk and Donald Trump are in power in America, they're doing such a good job that they're on fire. I'm sorry, that joke's good, fuck you, I don't care. But anyways, if you go to his birth party website, I can't get over that name. You have a very simple, like, Squarespace looking website with 2 things, 3 things actually. Signing up for your email address, where, it definitely won't be fucking used by hackers. And then the core values as well, where if you click on that, it takes you to the 41 tenets of his Tate website, saying like all the inspirational quotes. Yeah, could you not pay for an extra, page on the website? It couldn't have been that expensive. But then the main thing, I wanted to look at was the View Charter, aka his manifesto. And holy shit, this fine piece of work makes Karl Marx look like a fucking amateur. Him and his fucking dumb communist manifesto. Because you've got the real heavy hitters, fucking immigrants, the knife crime, the BBC apparently fucking working restoring British culture, the real fucking big issues, that only the brave man Andrew Tate can actually address and fucking combat. Okay, I'm not gonna look at the whole thing because this is like 21 pages of PDF dribble, just bullshit, and I've got a big feeling deep down my heart that this was, at least 80% ChatGPT. Also as well, these are images. I think, a bit of a Weird Al, a bit of AI was used for this, I imagine. But there was a divide between the big issues in the beginning and then, the smaller things like, the culture. But the main ones I promise, I think is interesting is this first one on page 4. Harsh migration control. Over 45,000 illegal immigrants arrived on our shores last year. Each one costing you, the British taxpayer, 15,000 quid annually. That's your hard-earned money funding people who have no respect for our borders, our laws, or our way of life. The solution is clear. Now one more boat lands on British soil. I'm pretty sure it's sand, because beaches have sand on the coast, not grass or soil. Boats will be leaving the UK filled with illegal migrants, and not a single one will be arriving on our shores. This is a campaign guarantee. The Royal Navy will patrol our waters, and our message will be clear. If you come in illegally, you will not set foot on this land. Right, so if you have a banana boat full of, Algerian and Afghani children, the Royal Navy will fucking blast them with a 10-inch cannon. Hell yeah, that's sick. That's fucking based. Knife crime epidemic. Zero tolerance, maximum deterrence. Last year, there were 50,000 knife crimes offences in England and Wales. That's 147 every single day. Mothers burying sons, fathers burying daughters, lives stolen, future destroyed. And what's the punishment? A slap on the wrist? A few years in jail? No. The punishment will be seen by every Briton every day. Introducing BBC punishment. In the shower? I'm joking, I hate that joke. A 24/7 live broadcast of a knife crime offender serving solitary confinement. No redemption arcs, no second chances, just the cold, hard reality of a life wasted in a concrete cell. Imagine a 15-year-old boy tempted to pick up a blade, turning on the TV and seeing a man grow old and die alone. Can you show it on TV? That's not cruelty, it's deterrence, and it will save lives. What if you change the channel and you don't see that? And also, I said before, the first half of this manifesto, is like the real heavy hitters, the real big issues. And it sort of falls apart around this point. I mean, the first two ones, knife crime and immigrants, is fucking bullshit. But this one, reforming the BBC, a rotten institution. I've seen people like him and Logan Paul, they have a big issue against the BBC, simply because they reported on them before, the bad shit they did. Because, what they say, it says right here, they have, sexual abuse scandals, allegations of child exploitation, and reports of pornographic content. I mean, that sounds bad, yeah. But I've never seen someone describe the BBC as, opinionated and biased. They seem to be pretty trusted, from what I've seen and heard. But anyways, his idea, his plan to fix the BBC is to, as is right here, BBC will get topics from X and have a community note style online system for verification of all stories and debate with the public. Now, in my personal opinion, I think it's better to have, vetted, trusted, hardworking journalists make a story, much rather than, some fucking schizo in the basement in fucking UK, okay? And then moving forward, yes, all very fucking minor issues. And I say minor issues because I feel an actual established party will have a better grasp on the knowledge of, the real big issues. I mean, of course, knife crime and the immigrant issues, they are prevalent, right? But I feel for a new party that barely understands the UK, yeah, they would go after, page number one for the immigrants, knife crime. They probably NHS, which, I can respect that. But, I feel there are bigger issues that a more knowledgeable party would understand, as opposed to, the equivalent of some fucking random guy on Twitter, becoming famous and running his own party when he barely knows shit about politics, and all he knows, she's like TikTok server, knife crime, fucking immigrants, all that shit. I mean, some of these things are just non-issues, like this one, restoring masculinity and strength, the foundation of a thriving nation, and it's some fucking kid in a boxing ring. The real reason why, the UK was being held back by not enough boys in the boxing ring, definitely. And also, a scary part, literally a section called a national Bitcoin reserve, which I'm pretty sure the last time I heard that was from that party, that far right-wing party in Argentina. And after they took control, the poor country has been in a bit of a decline, unfortunately. So yeah, that's one connection I don't feel safe reading about. It doesn't instill that much faith in me, unfortunately. Right, okay. I would feel very dumb if I didn't foreclose just how low the odds are of him winning an election, much less get any representation in the parliament or in the House of Commons or just anywhere. The only fallacy that his party would work with is the same one that made Trump win, where the common population could not care less, about the bigger issues, where, they want a flashy personality up on stage explaining the smaller issues, that the people actually understand. But although I don't know much about British politics, I can safely say that, it's a much more different environment where characters like Andrew Tate could not get far at all. And not to mention as well, he's starting his own fucking party. At bare minimum, if you want to actually win, go join some other party, a more established one. Because doing your own things, having your own business, it leaves you rotting on the sidewalk because it goes nowhere. I don't even know what party would be best for. But I can definitely tell you that the Britain Restoring Underlying Values Party, also known as the Bruv Party, will not go far, unfortunately. I don't feel like it will. Be it the name, be it the leader, it doesn't seem to have that much potential, sadly, as I have to say.